else excites you in life, too? Besides that, what's the next most exciting thing you can do if that's not coming to fruition yet?
Well, learning.
Learning what?
Learning about especially physics and how it can create energy and.
All right, and so you go about doing that too, yes?
Yes.
All right. And so, have you learned anything in physics that can help you understand the frequency state you need to be in to lucid dream?
No.
Well,
actually,
then you need to maybe study a little bit more physics.
All right, so I need to use my second option of highest excitement to...
Anytime you cannot fully act on the thing that excites you the most, act on the next most exciting thing, because all excitement is connected. And whatever it is you have more ability to act on will ultimately lead you back to what you don't have the ability to act on by giving you the ability to act on it. All things are connected in excitement. Right. So if you are able to study physics, that must mean there's some information in there or some other thing you can act on that is representative of an excitement you can do that contains the information you need to allow you to do something you can't do right now that is also representative of your excitement. It's all connected.
All right. And may I ask you one more question about belief systems? Because yes. I think I have a contradictory belief system, but
all right,
I cannot look for it. I mean,
you can't look for it?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I mean,
well, what's the contradictory belief about?
Because sometimes I did achieve lucid dreaming, and yes. I was really excited, but
yes.
I don't know how to repeat that.
All right. Your contradictory belief system is that you think you always have to repeat it. You don't.
All right.
When you can't, that's telling you you don't need to right now. Your insistence on doing it is the contradictory belief. You have to trust the way it unfolds, and especially if you have been able to do it, and then suddenly you find you can't, whatever it is you can't do at that moment is a sign that you don't need to do it at that moment. If you trust your life, that's how you read that sign. Not that something's wrong. Not that you should try even harder because maybe you can push it through, although sometimes that might be the answer. But more often than not, if you are able to do something and then you're not able to do it, that might be a sign that you don't need to do that right now. And your contradictory belief is the idea that you must be able to do it right now. That might not be true right now. Maybe you need to go through another process for another reason right now.
And do you see anything? I cannot see right now about it?
I just told you what I could see that you weren't seeing.
All right, and so I just, even if it's my highest excitement,
you're not getting it. You're not getting it. The thing that comes as your highest excitement doesn't mean that's the thing that has to manifest. That's why we say you need to drop all insistence on the outcome. You just act on the excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome. Because that leaves room for what actually needs to happen, which your physical mind is not capable of determining all the time. What you actually need to have happen there. That's why you need to drop your insistence on that this has to happen. So follow the excitement. But don't expect that the form that the excitement comes in is always the thing that actually has to come to fruition. Because it isn't always the thing that has to come to fruition. Sometimes something excites you at that moment just because it gets you to move. It gets you to act. And that's the most important thing. Not that the thing you think should happen. Just puts you in a different state. And that may be all that was necessary at that moment. So never assume that you actually have to achieve the goal. If that's not what happens, then that's not what needs to happen at that moment. Something else needs to happen first. You need to trust the way it unfolds.
All right.
Make sense?
Make absolutely sense.
All
so
right.
I have to just...
yes.
When it comes to me, when I feel it, I act on it. But when it doesn't come, I just let it go and do something that
If it doesn't excite you, if it's not the most exciting thing at that moment, act on whatever is, even if it seems completely unconnected on the surface. It's the excitement that tells you it is connected, not how it looks.
All right. Thank you very much.
Does that help you?
Yes, a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Bashar.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I'm kind of really nervous,
Oh, how exciting.
I guess.
I know so. There's nothing to be nervous about. You can be excited instead if you want.
I think I am.
Oh, all right. Then speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
Okay, well, I guess in the past year,
Yes.
I've been through a lot of interesting, different situations.
Yes.
I
Sounds exciting.
It was. I mean, at first it was very scary.
Oh, that's exciting too.
But now it all made sense as to why it happened.
There you go.
But I guess, well.
You keep guessing a lot.
To be more specific, I
Yes.
was applying to colleges last year.
Yes.
And I didn't really have a direction in mind. I kind of was just doing it because I just
All right.
was.
So are you now realizing there are things you could be doing that are more representative of your excitement?
Yeah.
Such as?
Well, I don't know yet.
It doesn't have to be a career. You're here today having this conversation, we assume, because this excited you. That's all you have to keep doing. When this conversation is over, out of all the options available to you, choose the one that has even just a little bit more excitement than anything else that you're able to act on. And act on it to the best of your ability until you can act on it no further. And just keep doing that. That step-by-step process will eventually expand into other larger scale things like projects, like careers, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So just start where you can, because all excitement is connected. So it doesn't have to start big. It can start small.
Okay. Well, I guess I ended up getting accepted
to
UCLA.
Oh, all right.
And-
For what?
What major?
If that's the way you wish to express it, yes.
Biology.
And
And
so you said, though, that you're not excited about this, yes? Or are you?
well, it's interesting what I'm learning.
right.
Usually a lot of people try really hard to get into the school, and I kind of just let it go, and it happened.
All right.
So
is this representative of your excitement in any way, shape, or form? Is it one of the expressions of your excitement?
Well, it's interesting because I am there now.
Yes.
But what I'm dealing with now is a lot of my fears and insecurities.
Well, isn't that a good thing?
Well,
Because now you're discovering them so you can let them go. Yes?
yeah.
So that's a positive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is I get confused as to how to continue. I mean, I
just told you. If something comes up that is representative of one of your fears, then allow yourself to investigate it, because that's why it's coming up. This is an opportunity for you to get in touch more quickly with the things you want to let go of that are fear-based definitions. And when you've let go of them, you can decide whether or not to continue doing what it is that brought that opportunity to you, or change to something else. Or you can change now. But if you have those fear-based definitions, they're going to come up in whatever you do, because that's one of the things that the excitement kit does, is reflect to you the things that are out of alignment with excitement. So it's going to happen in one way, shape, or form. So if you want to do it in something that's more exciting, you can do it there. If you want to stay where you are and do it, you can do that too. But it's your decision. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I think what stops me from even considering doing anything else is my fear that this is the only way I can be successful.
Oh, poor you. I guess so then. I guess that's what's true for you then. It's the only possible thing you can do. Interesting, though, that you would think that the idea of doing something that you don't love would actually make you successful. Very, very interesting definition you have there of success.
Very complicated.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Well, how do I change that?
Well, do you understand that you simply believe that this is the only thing that can allow you to feel successful? And that it's not empirically true. It's not really a fact. You just believe that it's true.
It's not?
No, of course not. How could it possibly be? If it were really true, you wouldn't even consider wanting to do anything else. It would never occur to you that there might be some other way. We wouldn't be having this conversation. If it was a fact of nature to you, built into you so strongly as an absolute truth that there was really no other way you could be in your mind successful, even questioning it would never occur to you. But the fact that it has is your first clue that there might actually be something else that you can be successful at that you would actually love.
Wow.
Wow. You see how to use logic here?
Yeah.
That's how you use logic in a positive way. You have to look at the obvious. And the obvious is, really, if you understand the structure of existence, it wouldn't occur to you to think that there might be something else. You would never even wonder if it was an empirical fact of existence that this is the only path for you to be successful in.
So all the pain and everything that's coming up, it's
resistance to your natural self. Resistance to what is actually true for you. Forcing yourself to go down a path that isn't yours. Forcing yourself to be someone you're not. Forcing yourself to be a shape you weren't made to be is painful.
Yeah.
So stop doing it. Lighten up. And know that you can align with whatever is truly exciting for you. And the fact that something might be more exciting is your first clue that that's where your success actually lies.
Okay. So how do I use the experience of being at UCLA right now?
I told you. If you want to use it for a while to see if it can become more exciting, that you can change your definitions of what you're doing and allow it to be more exciting, or use it temporarily to find out what some of your fear-based definitions are so you can explore them and let them go. You can use it that way. It's up to you. However, again, you must honor your belief system. It doesn't do you any good to leave that and do something that is exciting if you don't believe that it will actually support you successfully.
Okay.
You must honor your belief system and change when you feel that it is comfortable to change.
Okay.
So it's up to you, but if you at least start doing things that excite you as often as you can, you will allow your excitement to show you in unexpected ways that it actually can support you. And then maybe you'll build up more confidence that it can. And then maybe in your own good time, sooner or later, you'll be willing to trust that it can, and you'll let go of the things you don't actually prefer to do, knowing now that your excitement can actually support you.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, that helps.
So the transitional rate is up to you. It's in your hands. Fast or slow is up to you.
Okay, well, something that also ties in with the success is I was raised with I know where the belief comes from. I have a fear of lack.
But that means you just have an abundance of lack.
Well, yeah.
So use your abundance in another way, because you're never not abundant. You are always abundant in something, even if you're abundant in lack.
How do I be abundant in not lack?
Well, if you understand that everything is about abundance of something, then why would you prefer to use your abundance to experience an abundance of lack instead of something else? Because there is no such thing as a lack of abundance. It's just an abundance of lack. Once you understand that in your mind, that it's always an abundance of something, then you get to choose what form the abundance expresses itself in, because it's all abundance. There's no such thing as lack. It's an abundance of the experience of lack. That's all. So if you don't prefer that, use your abundance in another way, by knowing that you can, by knowing that everything is a form of abundance of something. Even if it's something you don't prefer, it's still a form of abundance.
Really? Really?
Yes. You cannot be non-abundant. It's your natural state to be abundant in something. When was the last time you were abundant in absolutely nothing?
Never.
Lack is still something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Therefore, you've never been abundant in nothing. So you might as well be abundant in what you prefer as opposed to being abundant in what you don't prefer. Because abundance is your natural state. Confidence is your natural state. Trust is your natural state. Abundance is your natural state. You are always confident that something is true. You always trust that something is true. You are always abundant in something. Be confident about what you prefer to be. Trust what you prefer to trust. Have abundance in what you prefer to have abundance in, instead of what you don't. Because you can't change the fact that you're always confident, trusting, and abundant. You can only change what you're confident, trusting, and abundant in. So if you now recognize that it's not a lack of abundance, it's an abundance of lack, you go, oh, well, I'm always abundant, so I might as well now change it to an abundance I prefer instead of one that I don't. Period.
Wow, that sounds so much simpler than
It is.
Wow.
And I understand that sometimes that's the greatest challenge on your planet, believing that it's actually that simple. But it is. But it's up to you to know that that's true and act like you know it and get the advantage of it, because that's the way reality works.
So struggle doesn't have to happen?
No. Challenge, yes, but not struggle, not pain. Challenge is exciting. To learn something new, to grow, to investigate, to explore, to discover. That's what challenge is about.
So I should treat everything in my life as a challenge then?
Yes, why not? That's how you will then experience it. Remember, you only experience what you put out. So if you always give everything a positive meaning, then it will only be experienced in a positive way, even if it was generated negatively to begin with. Even if it's any situation you might have previously identified as negative, you can neutralize it and know that it doesn't have any built-in meaning. It's just a neutral circumstance. It's just an empty set of props that you get to fill with the meaning that you prefer. No matter how anyone else may choose to identify it, doesn't matter. You can always extract a positive effect from every situation if you constantly know that it can serve you that way. But if you constantly say, well, this can only serve me in a negative way, that's the only way you can experience it, because this is just physics. What you put out is what you get back. It doesn't have a mind of its own. It's just a neutral circumstance.
Wow.
Does that help you?
That's awesome.
All right. Really well, good. Then today you have graduated to another level.
Thank you. I have one more question.
Thank you.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's all you need right now.
Thank you, Bashar.
You are welcome.
I love you.
Our unconditional love to you as well. Let these things sink in, and they will make more and more and more sense to you. And as soon as they make absolute sense to you, you will know exactly how to proceed in your life from there. And
so our next questioner, I'm going to take the mic to her.
All right.
But someone needs to undo the cord.